Hey everyone, we're taking a look at how we can solve systems with different coefficients. So, please write that heading down. Solving systems with different coefficients right now. The problem that we're going to be taking a look at is the following. Solve the system by elimination using the equations negative 6x plus 5y equals 25 and negative 2x minus 4y is equal to 14. Now, make sure you write down the problem. You're just going to have to write down this part and what we're going to do in the next step. So step number 1, we're going to multiply the equation by 3. So we're multiplying the second equation by 3 so that now we can get the same coefficient for our x value. That way we can combine these two so that we can cancel out our x variable. So with this one, we're going to make sure that we're not going to add these together, because if I add them together, I would get negative 12x and add 5y plus negative 12y. I get negative 12y is equal to 67. And that is not what we want. In fact, what we want is to make sure that we get x by itself, or we get y by itself. So, for me to get y by itself, what I must do is I must subtract this. Subtract the first variable or first equation by the second equation. To do so, I'm pretty much going to subtract it like this, where I'm going to multiply each one of these terms, negative 6x, negative 12y, and 42, by a negative number, negative 1 actually. So that would change this problem to plus 6x plus 12 minus 42. And if I do this, then I'll get the following. As we can see right here, if we subtract these two, we're actually going to get 0x, so we just have 0. I'm going to, remember, I'm subtracting each one of these. So I will get negative, negative, so that'd be a positive. So I'm adding these together, so I'm getting 17y, and I'm finding the difference between 25 and negative 42, which will come out to be negative 17. So make sure that you write down this step. Step number 3, we're just going to solve for y, just like how you see it. So once we solve for y, divide both sides by 17, I'll end up with y is equal to negative 1. Next, step number 4. I'm just going to substitute negative 1 for y right here. If I do so, my equation is going to come out to be negative 2x minus 4 times negative 1 is equal to 14. Doing this, I'll end up with the equation negative 2x plus 4 is equal to 14. Now, if I subtract both sides, and if I divide by a negative 2, I'll end up with x is equal to negative 5. So now I have both my values. I have negative 5, negative 1 for my solution. And that is how we're going to use elimination, but with different coefficients. Don't forget to write down your notes.